connect that to.
Right.
So that rather than just saying, okay, I'm going to practice those chords.
Exactly. So this is Roger's video. I want to make sure I get that none of my guitar in there. And this is Roger's video. And what we're going to do, what we were talking about, is rock and roll kind of a backup, a vamp lick to play, say, for instance, to I'm Walkin' by Fats Domino. Well, what we're going to do, we found that the E key was the best for Roger to sing it in. It seemed like that was comfortable for him. So there's an E chord, but we are going to play this, what we were going to call a rock and roll E, which is basically our index finger is going to bar at the 2nd fret, the 5th and 4th strings. And then we're going to play the low 6th string. And we're going to play those strings together like this. And then we're going to go with our, we're going to hit this, the next placement will be at the 4th fret with a 3rd finger at the 4th fret on the 5th string. And then we're going to hit those notes twice too. And this is a shuffle beat, which is long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. So I'm going to play it a little bit slower so you can practice it with me, Roger. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that you see that you have an open string on the bottom, and then you have two half steps up from there. You have a bar with your index finger on the 5th and 4th string. And we can change that to the next key with when the next chord comes up is the 4 chord, which is in the key of A, that's in the key of E rather, that's an A. So there's the A low drone note that we're talking about. And we're going to bar this time at the 2nd fret, same fret. We're going to bar the next 2 strings down, the D and the G, the 2nd fret, so it sounds like this. And then we're going to play that same riff that we've just played on the E. Play it on the A. And then we're going to use this B7 chord because in the bridge, this is I want to call it like an A7 bar. It has a look of an A7 bar because if I move this down 2 frets, there's my A7. Here's my A chord. I release that 3rd string and that's an A7. Well, if I play it with these 2 fingers, my last 3rd and 4th finger, and I move it up 1 and 2 frets, it becomes a B flat, B, or B7. And we're going to go into that B7 a little bit in the verse, and then we're also going to go into it in the bridge or the B part of the song. So let's try it with those shuffle riffs on with the low E string, and then the low A string when it goes to the A, and then again with the low E string, and then the B7. And the good part about this one is, again, here we are with our index finger on the 2nd fret. We have still got that B7 right there, and then we're back to the E. So we're basically hanging around that 2nd fret, aren't we? So here we go. I'm going to start at 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes, indeed, and I'm hoping that you and me, and I'm hoping, don't know the words, that you'll come back to me. 7, I'm lonely, and I can be, and I'm wanting day. Your company, and I'm hoping that B7 come back to me. And then we go to the 4 chord. Well, what you gonna do with A? That's an A, then a B. We'll run this drive back to the A. This happens 3 times. A, B, your side. A, E. Then we're going to play that F sharp bar chord, which is an E bar at the 2nd fret. There's Where's the 9? You pretty baby, and then that B7, even I'm walking. And also I'm doing, you can hear that I'm muffling it right there. That comes, we talked about, from having this part of my hand, camera's backwards, I can never figure that out. This part of my hand is gonna, there's the saddle. As soon as I get that butt of my hand, just in over that saddle. Okay, and there's the muffle. All right, and what else, something else we talked about is that we can do that lick anywhere, that rock and roll riff, anywhere on the fretboard. And what we figured out was this is the E, this is the B. The B is the 5, and then this is a C sharp. The C sharp is the 6th. When we go 5 and 6 and 5, that's the only one that's changing. The E on the bottom is constant, right? 5 and 6, 5 and 6, 5, 5, 6, 6, 5, 5. So now if we wanted to do that in F, we would raise, there's the E and the B, which is the 5th. Here's the F and the C, which is the 1, 5, and then the 6 would be up here at the 5th fret. That hurts. So let's not do it there. Let's move up to the 9th fret, okay? The 9th fret, which is the single dot below the double dots. You got double dots up there in the 12th or no? You don't, okay. But you see it. It's the one that's 3 down from the octave, right? Let's see here. Would that be 3 down from the octave? Where's your... There you go. And then... Yeah, and you should, this should make it fairly easy for you. So that's 1, 5. So that's the tonic, that's the 5th. Now the 6th is going to be up there at the foot. And that's a little bit easier to do because the frets are closer together. So that's where I want you to practice it at first. And I want to hear both those strings, both the 6th and the 5th string together. I don't hear 2 strings though. There you go. Now I hear 2. That's it. There you go. That's it. 2 strings all the time I want to hear. So that index finger will be at the 9th fret, 6th string. The 3rd finger will be at the 11th fret, 5th string. And that is always going to be a 5th. Tonic on the 6th string and 2 frets up on the next string up is always going to be a 5th. So we put those together and it's 1, 5, and we're hitting those together. And then we're going to hit, then we're going to take the little finger up to the 13th fret, 1 above the octave, and put it on the 5th string. So the action is on the 2nd string down above the drone note, right? You got a drone note, and then the changing note is right above that on the 5th string. That's a lot easier to practice that. And once you can practice it there, then move it down a fret, and every fret you move down, notice the frets get a little wider, and it'll be hard. And then once you get to F down here, it hurts. And I have to go like, look what I have to go like that. I mean, I have to like take my thumb way down there, and again my thumb pivots. That when you want to get that little finger to move up a little bit more, try pivoting on that thumb a little bit, because you'll notice that you can really stretch. How can I stretch my finger? You know what? It will leave this one down on the drone note down, and how high can I stretch my little finger? And that's about it for me, right? And just stretch your fingers out like that. And then, what seems like a long stretch when you first start doing it, then you'll move down, and God, that's a long stretch there, and then you'll keep stretching out, move down 1 fret, as long as it's comfortable, and then eventually it'll get easier for you to do it lower, and you'll be able to play that rock and roll in any key. All right? Is that good?
Good.